Lately, I've been talking to a lot of different people who are interested in getting into the assisted living industry. But the one thing that they keep asking me is, should I buy an existing facility, one that's already set up, one that already has residents, already has all the hard assets, already has all the financials? And what criteria should they look at when they are going to purchase an existing facility? This is a topic I have covered before, but this is also something, there's a few things that I did talk to them about and actually gave them some advice that I would like to actually cover in this video. So if you're interested, make sure to stick around. What's going on, everyone? I hope you're all doing well. If you're new here, my name is Serge. Welcome to the channel. To all my reoccurring viewers, thank you so much for all the love and support that you guys have shown this channel. Also, if you have not yet, feel free to check out the God Made podcast, and also feel free to check out Legion Assisted Living Academy and Legion Assisted Living Advisors. I will link all of this down below for you guys to check out if you're interested. So without further ado, let's go ahead and actually jump into the topic of this video. Now, purchasing a already existing residential assisted living facility is a lot more expensive than a lot of people would like to actually admit. When I've looked at all the different existing facilities that are for sale and that people are willing to sell, owner operators are willing to sell, for the most part, the one thing that I'm seeing is that they are way overpriced, meaning that the valuation on the business itself is not really worth it and is not really worth the investment for what they're asking. And how do I determine this? Well, if you look at what they currently have and what they currently have coming in, and also what you are going to be getting for the amount that you're paying, it doesn't make sense. And it's hard to put a valuation on this type of business because of the fluctuation. But the one thing that you want to look at is the tax returns for the past or previous 3 years of that current business. Yes, you can look at a profit and loss, and the profit and loss really just gives you an overview of how healthy the business is, but it does not really give you the insight that you need to actually make that decision and make the actual offer that you should make. Now, when you look at the tax returns, most owners will not release that kind of information without a non-disclosure agreement in place and also an actual offer on the table. And most owners probably want to actually have proof of funds or proof of finances in order to actually see that you're serious and actually have the resources to purchase that business. That makes complete sense. I completely understand. I wouldn't, as an owner selling a business, would not give up that information without any of those items. And so when you're going to actually purchase a facility, have those three things. Actually have the proof of funds, also do the non-disclosure agreement, and put in an offer and put a contingency in place, and also have a letter of intent. Have your attorney write up a letter of intent for you to just show that you're actually serious and it's just a more professional thing to do. Now, when you get those tax returns, you can really see what they're writing off, and if there's things that they're writing off that you normally wouldn't write off on a, through a business, and you can actually just take it out and really see what their net profit is once you take out those itemized deductions, things that they've taken out that normally you wouldn't take out. Most people, what they like to do is they live through their business, meaning that they write off literally everything that they can potentially write off, just so they don't end up paying a huge tax bill at the end. I'm no legal CPA, but that's what I've seen with tax returns and what people often do. It's no surprise that people, take advantage of that when they have a business. So once you actually look at the tax returns and you can really see the actual numbers and you can take out all that, you can really see what the business is doing and how healthy it is. And then you can really make a decision based off of that. And then you can really put a valuation on the business. And so you really do want to have at least 3 years worth of tax returns to look at to see what their vacancy rate was, because you will see that their business has fluctuated during certain months. It hasn't always been the same, and you'll see that certain months made more, certain months made less, and that is pretty typical within the assisted living business. So don't get too caught up with that. Another thing that I would like to mention is, for the most part, across the board, on 10-bed facilities on a 5-year span, always sit at about a 70% occupancy rate. Now, why is that important? That's important because for everyone who thinks that getting a bigger facility is actually more profitable, I would like to just, you can entertain some food for thought. That's not necessarily true, because if they're sitting at a 70% occupancy rate, are they really as profitable as people are making them out to be? So if you're looking to jump into getting a 10-bed facility, 10-bed facilities are very, very expensive. For whatever reason, people put a valuation on them that is absurd, and I would not pay that amount. You're better off actually starting one from scratch, and you would have a better rate of return on your money than buying an established 10-bed facility. The sad reality is that there are 5-bed facilities that get sold at that same valuation, which is bizarre to me. And that's why a lot of people have asked me why I haven't opened up a second facility. Yes, could I go and open one and start from scratch again, knowing what I know now and the fact that I started from scratch with this current facility that I have? Yes. And I'm being patient, and patience always wins. And you want to be patient when you're making a big investment like this. So I would say run the numbers. Take the numbers from the facilities that you've looked at, and then also run the numbers on what it would cost for you to start from the ground up, and compare and contrast. And that would be your best overall smart move when it comes to purchasing an existing facility. Another mistake that I'm seeing oftentimes as well with people who are purchasing existing facilities is that they don't properly structure everything and get everything in place beforehand, meaning they don't get their entity set up before they even purchase the facility. Another thing is, do not make the mistake of purchasing another person's entity, because you do not know what type of liabilities they have or what type of debts they have. If you end up purchasing another person's entity, you may end up with some bizarre tax bill, some bizarre debt that they may be carrying on that entity. And that's the last thing you want to be dealing with when purchasing a business. So make sure you hire an attorney. Highly, highly recommend hiring an attorney to help you through this process of purchasing a business, not just an assisted living business, any business, because every business is so different and it's run so differently, and each owner has done things completely different. And that's fine, that's okay. But as long as you have legal representation and you have someone to actually advocate for you and to have an extra set of eyes, also have a CPA, have a professional CPA take a look at all the numbers for you. And when you do this, you will actually end up, that investment of what it would cost to hire an attorney and hire a CPA is going to save you, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. So make that investment when going and purchasing an existing business. So that would be really the ultimate thing that I would tell somebody going into purchasing an existing facility, is that they hire these professionals to help them through this process. And if you have a realtor, find someone who's really, really good in the industry that you are going into, right? If it's a residential assisted living, does this realtor buy and sell residential assisted living facilities? What have they seen? What have they not seen? Ask questions. Ask as many questions as you possibly can. If you're unsure and you have this gut feeling of you don't understand a situation or a certain thing about the business or the numbers, ask away. I highly recommend that you do that, especially with your also with your CPAs and your attorneys. Do not be afraid. That's what they're there for. They're there to help you and advocate for you and to help you through this process. So don't be afraid of doing that. And so to everybody who is wondering, is purchasing an existing facility easier? Yes and no. And why do I say that? No, for the person who has no experience in the medical field and also no experience running a business. So I don't recommend buying an existing facility. You will run that business into the ground, and now you're thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars out of pocket and gone. For a person who does have experience in the medical field, and even if it's a little bit of some business experience, I recommend buying existing, because you will ultimately be able to not only make that business better, but also probably turn it around if it's a bad one, or if it's a good one, you still hold that reputation. So that is all I have for this video. If you enjoyed it, I appreciate it if you could hit that like button. If you have not yet, hit that subscribe button for me. And I appreciate every single one of you guys. And again, go watch all these other videos. Check out the links down below if you're interested in any of the programs that I have. I have quite a bit of stuff that I offer for everyone. So feel free to check it all out. And with that said, I will see you all in the next video. God bless.